If you are buying your first motorcycle, it usually comes down to two absolute giants, the Royal Enfield 350 and the Honda CB350. One gives you authentic heavy metal vintage charm, while the other packs hidden modern safety tech that could literally save you from a beginner crash. One of these bikes has a hidden mechanical trick that forgives your worst beginner mistakes. We will explain exactly how it works. We'll stack up expected repair bills and daily clutch feel to crown the perfect first motorcycle for your garage. The authentic vintage styling of one bike comes with a massive headache if you ever run over a simple nail. We'll get to that when we talk about the wheels.
Let's start with what you actually get when you walk up to these machines. Royal Enfield delivers pure British heritage. Their famous motto was "Made like a gun," and their historical lineage traces back to Redditch, England, before shifting to Chennai, India. You feel that history the second you touch the bike. Royal Enfield insists on building the classic 350 with real heavy metal fenders and side panels instead of using cheap plastics. When you knock on the fenders, the bike feels like a genuine solid piece of history to the touch. You see heavy metal fenders glinting in the sun instead of cheap plastics, framing that classic teardrop fuel tank.
Honda, on the other hand, specifically engineered a modern bike to mimic that retro thump. It is the ultimate pattern break. Think of the Royal Enfield as a mechanical watch and the Honda CB350 as a modern smartwatch wearing a retro analog face. Honda is famous for high-tech, high-revving engines, like the historical 1968 to 1973 parallel twin CB350. But they completely abandoned that playbook to build a single-cylinder machine that sounds exactly like a vintage British antique. You get the classic vintage sound and feeling without having to buy an actual unreliable antique.
How they achieve that sound, though, completely changes how the bike actually rides.
To get that perfect vintage sound, Honda specifically designed an air-cooled long-stroke single-cylinder engine. That means the internal piston travels a longer distance up and down, like a long, slow swing of a heavy hammer, giving you a deep, rhythmic thump instead of a high-pitched buzz. The Honda CB350 engine puts out 21.07 PS of power and 30 Newton-meters of twisting force. That twisting force is the pulling feeling you get in your stomach when you twist the throttle off the line. It has enough power to get out of its own way on the highway, but not so much that it will accidentally launch you into a tree. But Royal Enfield fought back. They updated their engine to the new J-Series platform, replacing the legacy unit construction engine and adding a primary balancer shaft. Think of this spinning weight like noise-cancelling headphones for your engine's vibrations. This completely fixes the heavy, rattling shaking their older models were famous for. Now, your hands and mirrors won't aggressively shake when you take the bike on a highway run. Honda might have matched the thump, but they still have some quirks of their own. Critics frequently note its unusually tall gear ratios, forcing riders to downshift more often in dense city traffic compared to the Enfield. Where you will really feel the difference is in the gearbox. The Honda's gears are spaced further apart. It is like riding a bicycle stuck in a high gear. Great for cruising, but exhausting when you have to stop and start constantly. You will be constantly clicking through gears up and down to find the right speed in stop-and-go city traffic. Your daily city commute might take a lot more physical footwork than it would on the Royal Enfield. Both of these platforms are categorized as strictly A2 license compliant in the European Union and the UK, meaning they're specially designed for new riders with power restrictions. Even strict European safety regulators agree these are perfect, manageable starter bikes. Both bikes have low seats that are great for beginners, but the seat height shows the Honda sits a tiny bit lower at 800mm compared to the Royal Enfield's 805. You will see a rider flat-footing it comfortably at a red light, which gives new riders a massive boost in confidence because you never have to tiptoe. But stepping off the line, weight matters. The Royal Enfield is a heavier machine, weighing in at 195 kilograms. You will feel every pound of that curb weight when you balance the bike fully dressed with a heavy backpack, gas and fluids. The Honda weighs approximately 181 to 187 kilos, depending on the variant, coming in significantly lighter. Dropping your first bike is a real fear, and a lighter bike is much easier to catch before it hits the pavement. Remember that hidden safety trick we mentioned earlier? The Honda uses a slip and assist clutch. It is like training wheels for your gearbox that smoothly matches engine speed to wheel speed. It forgives clumsy gear changes, mechanically preventing rear wheel hop if you downshift too fast. This hidden safety net can literally save a new rider from an easily preventable crash.
Subscribe, please. Subscribe, please. Subscribe, please.
But the Royal Enfield fires back on braking hardware. It comes straight from the factory with braided stainless steel brake lines instead of cheap rubber ones. That is like upgrading from a stretchy rubber band to a stiff steel cable. You will see those braided stainless steel cables shining near the brake caliper, meaning your brakes will not feel spongy when you need to stop suddenly, giving you better control in an emergency. There is a massive catch to Royal Enfield's classic wheels though. They use traditional tube-type tires inside their spoked wheels. That is like a balloon inside the tire. If it pops, you cannot just plug the outside, you have to take the whole wheel apart. A simple nail in your tire could mean a long, expensive wait for a tow truck instead of a quick 5-minute plug on the side of the road. These bikes are not just niche weekend toys. India is the largest motorcycle market in the world, with 15.86 million motorcycles sold during the 2023 financial year. These exact machines are battle-tested every single day by millions of heavy-duty commuters in some of the toughest traffic on Earth. When you look at the ex-showroom price, the base sticker cost on the window before the government gets its cut, the Royal Enfield is slightly cheaper up front. It starts at 185,854 rupees. The Honda CB350 Friendliness starts at 192,700 rupees. If you're on a tight budget, picking the cheaper bike leaves you extra cash to buy a good helmet and jacket. However, Honda claws back that extra value at the gas pump. Both bikes sip fuel, but the Honda edges out the Royal Enfield, getting 45.8 kilometers per litre. The Royal Enfield manages an estimated 41.55 kilometers per litre, while the Honda CB350 HNS averages slightly higher at approximately 45.8 kilometers per litre. That measures how far you can drive on a single water bottle's worth of gas. With the Honda, you will spend more time riding on the weekends and less money standing at the gas pump. So, which one actually deserves your money? Choose the Royal Enfield Classic 350 if you want an authentic, emotional machine. It gives you the undeniable presence of real heavy metal and a truly planted ride on the road. It feels historic because it is built to be historic. But choose the Honda CB350 if you want a flawless, low-maintenance daily commuter. You get the vintage look without the vintage headaches. As one reviewer perfectly summed up the Honda, it has everything that I need from Royal Enfield, a forgiving slipper clutch and a significantly larger fuel tank. For a first motorcycle, the Honda wins. That slip-and-assist clutch and lighter curb weight make it just a little too forgiving and safe for a new beginner to pass up. Ready to step up from the 350cc class? Watch our full review of the larger 650cc Twin Series to see exactly what more power buys you when you are ready to upgrade. Whether you crave pure vintage nostalgia with heavy metal fenders or bulletproof modern engineering packed with hidden safety features, both of these bikes prove something important. You absolutely do not need a lot of money to have an amazing first ride.